Welcome back! Welcome to all new viewers. Welcome everyone. It is time for a new series. It is time for a fresh start. My name is Moose, and welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. I will be your host for this wonderful journey into Mega Man Battle Network 5 kernel version base cross only. If you guys haven't already, on this channel, I kind of try to bring forth Mega Man Battle Network, but like in a sort of a different light, to show the little oddities. A lot of times Game Boy games can just be looked at and be like, I just gotta, I play it like XYZ, or you just kind of run through it. Sometimes I want to show that there's more fun and more differences to be enjoyed and processed with. So here, we're gonna play through Mega Man Battle Network 5 kernel version with base cross. And for the most part, I think we're going to exclusively only be using that. I will use some of the double souls here and there. I'll try to show off Chaos Unison and other things like that. So, in the last series we did was Mega Man Battle Network 3 bug style only on the white version. If you want to go check that out, it's in the description down below. Where we stumbled our way through the bad version of Mega Man Battle Network 3 with bug style only, and we beat the game. So if you want to check that out while this series is on rolling, gives you something to binge watch, go ahead, check down below and press play. So usually what I kind of try to do through these is, I don't usually read through this, I try to give a fun, crappy / sarcastic synopsis of everything that's going on, and crack jokes. He said Offspring, what a loser. So yeah, so that's kind of what the vibe of these go on for. So we're gonna roll some of these out, just as it goes on. And so in the last series we did for Battle Network 3, I knew that game, for the most part, until it got like near the end, then I was like a bumbling idiot. This game, I played once. We're gonna sit here and beep so I can just annoy all of you. So we're going to, I played through 3 when I was like a kid. I had the GBA cartridge for it. Here's my pocket analog. It's like an HD Game Boy where I can like play through all my old GBA games. I couldn't have Golden Sun in, but I had Red Sun in here last time for Mega Man. So this game here, like Pokemon, I didn't play the 5th generation of games, and I didn't play the 5th generation of Mega Man Battle Network either. I did play it in my spare time a couple years ago, just like grabbed an emulator and played through Double Team DS. Also, hold on. Moment of silence for Double Team DS not making it onto the Legacy Collection. May you rest in peace, all those wonderful, beautiful voice lines that I will not splice in through randomly throughout this Let's Play.
Let's go, Len Hikari.
Alright, perfect. So, back to the egregious beeping. Now, I'll get through this there. So I don't really know this game all that well. All I know is that the map layout of the internet is poop, and the liberation missions are special. They're not everyone's favorite. These generation of Mega Man games were definitely touted as some of the worst, but I don't objectively go into games looking at them to be bad. I mean, sometimes devs try different things, sometimes they do things to go outside the box and try different things, and that's fine. I'm not gonna objectively hate on what they created. It's been 20 years. I'm happy we got the Legacy Collection, so sometimes it'd be like this. I'm just gonna skip this email before I accidentally click on it later. Yeah, so if you guys are new to the Mega Man Battle Network series, or franchise in general, this game here is sort of like a different timeline of the regular Mega Man, the Mega Man timeline. So, I've heard a fan theory, and I kind of like to tote this as something that's easy to digest. This is like the timeline if Dr. Light or Dr. Hikari didn't study robots, he studied the internet. So, kind of think of that, that's how this game came to be. And he's even represented in the game. You'll see him a couple times throughout this Let's Play. We are the grandson. Lan is the grandson of Dr. Light, and his net Navi here is called Mega Man. And there's also some deeper story with that, which I'll cover later on, because sometimes it gets covered, sometimes it doesn't. And I'm not too familiar with Mega Man Battle Network's 5 story, so I'll piece things in as I see they're going forward. This is the go-to tutorial, so if you're familiar with like cards or I've heard like Rune Terraria, something like that, is like a good way to compare this. So to give you an idea, I'm going to skip all this text here, and I'm going to give a synopsis. So, right now, we have this deck chip here down below. Right here. I'm sprinkling my hands right over here. So, right underneath me, there are 2 cannon chips. This one, right, and this one. Now, see how they're the same chip? Okay, my sticks are a little stiff. So we can select 2 cannon chips because they match. Okay, let me... Almost peeking a little bit. Sorry about that. I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. So there's 2 battle chips. They match, so you can use them in tandem. But also underneath, there are matching letters, which we'll get sort of used to in the next tutorial area. So, also in here, there is a thing that was introduced in Mega Man Battle Network 4 called the emotion bar, which is that little picture of Mega Man underneath the health bar. So what it allows me to do is if I get a counter hit, which is an attack at the timed of right moment, instead of getting a bug frag like we used to in Mega Man Battle Network 3, and it can only be done through battle chips, we get 2 times the damage and a sort of like blinking red indication of when the next counter hit will be. Oh, why is Buster Max mode on? Oh, that's right, I was playing through something on my own time. I was doing Proto Man version just to kind of get a refresher of just some things. I only played up to the first scenario and I had Buster Max mode on, that's why. Okay, so as I mentioned to you before, there is a combination of chips that can be used. So right now they're pointing out to us a support chip, as I like to call them. So there's damage dealing chips and support chips, kind of like Growl or Swords Dance in Pokemon. This here allows us to take the first few tiles, the next row over, of the enemy. So we can use an area steal, and for once area grab doesn't kill me, and then we can take out the Medars like that. Now, Mega Man also comes packed with his regular Buster that you're used to. So you can shoot like this. It does 1 damage right now, but he can be upgraded and customized, or you can bring a charge shot and do other fun things like that too. So we're just going to get another Vulcan here. I'm going to counter hit it for style points, because good practice is good practice. And then lastly, this last tutorial, I'm just going to skip through it, just because it's just filler text. It's just tutorial. It's not like incredibly impactful thing. So now they're going over the counter hits again, like when you should and shouldn't hit something. So in the last set of games, if everyone who watched this channel, I'm just going to assume that we've watched the series through. In 3, you could only get counter hits pretty much at the end if you eliminated the enemy, right? So what this allows us to do here is if you actually counter hit while you don't have the the enemy that gets deleted, they get frozen. Sorry, so the enemy is not in a range where it can get deleted. If you counter hit, the virus will be frozen, which is really good because it allows you to combo things, gives you more freedom and stuff along those lines. So we made our way onto the net. This is sort of like the overworld for Mega Man. Now, if you're familiar with Pokemon, you get random encounters everywhere on the net except like a couple. No, I don't think squares are in this game anymore. So yeah, I think everywhere going forward now has viruses that I'm used to. I'm used to bug style. That's always giving me. Oh god, I have PTSD. So I'm laughing because in the last series we did bug style only, there was a glitch, which I'll explain bugs and this glitch stuff later on. That forced us to move out of our control. My brain is just hardwired to that, so I was trying to move. So, as it's mentioned in the title, this is a base cross run. Now, what does that mean? Well, in the introduction of Battle Network 4, they got rid of the elemental changes and the style changes. So it's no longer like Aqua Cuss, Elect Bug, Heat Guts, Wood Shield, and stuff like that. Now we can cross our Mega Man. He kind of adapts the power of his friends, which allows us to take certain souls with certain chip requirements and turn them into powerful allies. Oh no, not powerful allies, powerful upgrades. So you can get like Mega Man will change his look and he'll get like bonuses and stuff towards certain cards. Now, all of these patch cards here are stuff you can use in your own free time. They give you a bunch of like different memory and different bonuses. So like Gutsman gives you like undershirt and 300 like HP, but you can't use first barrier. Roll has some stuff. There's like a bunch of stuff you could use here. There's even ways you can actually change your body if you guys were unfamiliar with that. So even here, like Chod's Custom, we can actually make our charge shot like a wide sword, which would be pretty cool. Maybe I could revisit these games and do like a patch card only run where we use different varieties. But this one here can like, I can turn like Aqua Body on or something, right? And what this does, I can actually turn like Mega Man's blue. Like it actually changes his overlay, which is pretty cool. But we're not going to save it right now. We, however, are going to go back in here into the patch card. So if you guys want to dabble around some stuff, there's also some down here as well. So you can use like, motion window bug's pretty strong. I might actually do this as a special run one time. Status bug and a bug style run with this would actually be pretty fun. Yeah, so there's a bunch of other ones here that you can use. This one here's for like PvP and stuff. So yeah, there's some Kernel ones, there's some Proto Man ones. We have some item cards here that, yes, I will be activating. Actually, fun fact, I'm going to activate them now so it doesn't cut into too much time. Okay, hello. So, for you, that was literally a split second. Nothing has changed. For me, I just went through and got, like, all these bonus items, which took a long time. So, we're going to go ahead and grab now these download bonus Giga Chips. So, we're going to grab Raid Leader L, which is actually kind of a nice chip. Or Lead Raid, sorry. This is actually kind of a nice chip because I think L could be useful. And then we're going to go ahead and grab Chaos Lord X, which is just a reference to base. And if you watched the last series, thank you, base. So, here are the special chips. Or special cards, I should say. So these ones here really give you some good power-ups. But the main one we're looking forward to is this one here, Base Cross Mega Man. So there's Hub Hikari, which I will explain in a moment. So actually, no, I'll explain now. Story of Mega Man is that he passed away as a child. He's actually Lan's, I think, brother, or twin. I think they're twins. And he passed away due to a heart virus. And Dr. Hikari, Lan's father, the son of Thomas Light, there you go, made a program and a bunch of ways to transfer Hub's consciousness and data and everything into Mega Man. That's how we have Mega Man and why their bond is so close. So, I guess side story. But this is what we're looking for. Base Cross Mega Man. Kernel version. There's actually a... Are you really doing this to me right now? Yeah, delete that. I don't want it. I said no to saving, and it's still saved. This game's silly. There we go. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna add this in here, and now we are Base Cross Mega Man Kernel version. So I'm gonna give you an idea of some of what these do. So HP plus 20% is just a 20% increase to any health that we have. Float shoes, if I'm not mistaken, allow us to go over cracked panels, but we cannot float, or is it we can float over open panels? I'm not sure. I'll double check that. Normal body means that we just take neutral to everything else. Tri-Buster is a special buster, which I'll introduce in a moment. Hellraiser, or Hellzar, is a special attack, which I will try to replicate here. And Mega Folder -2 is a negative, which allows us to carry 2 less Mega Chips. But we get this cool look of Mega Man instead. Alrighty. So what we're going to do now is I got all these insane chips from getting all those insane... Goodness, I love this. So, we got a bunch of chips from all the power-ups, so what we're going to start doing immediately is we are going to start building a deck right now. So, I am a sucker for sword chips. I really like them in the beginning of the game. Life Sword is one of my favorite program advances, which I'll get, of course, into more in a moment. We're going to sort these by code. So all these star chips you see here are all things that can, or these pound star, whatever you want to call it, can be used at any will, any slot, any place. So we're going to get rid of Buster Up because we don't need it. These are a bunch of I like this one. This one here, we're going to go ahead and get rid of for Crackout. Bug Fix, we don't need as of right now. Let's see. Oh, anyone call for some snakes? Anyone gonna get reminiscent? All right, so this is a Giga Chip. So it has insane amount of damage, which we're gonna call into. So these DS Souls are called Dark Souls, by the way, which we will cover more later on. But if I'm not mistaken, I want to throw in a Shadow Man SP. And because we got a couple S chips, so I would like to call that in for my recovery chips, because I like playing dangerous. We'll call in a Searchman 2. And we actually have a roll chip, which I don't know if you can actually get any other chips like roll in here. So we're going to go ahead and sort by code again, just to see what we have. So we have a couple L, but I really don't like mini bombs right now. So Vulcan or D chips. So what do we have for D? We have Tornado. I like Tornado in this one. We'll go ahead and call you in. What's Scully? Scully's G. We don't have anything for G. Let's see if we can get another. What about for oh, mini bomb Bs? I don't really want any B chips. So Northwind blows off ores and barriers, right? So this changes drastically here. B chip. Are we gonna bring in a Proto Man? We can bring in a Proto Man. Would you look at that? Okay, so let's go ahead and call. Actually, no, I still want a D chip actually, but I don't have one. So never mind. Boomer A. Oh, we have Cannon A's actually, so you know what we can do? We're gonna bring in our Scully, and we're gonna bring in our Boomer, and I think that's Variable Sword B, which some of you might know. I don't know how to use still. It's a combo input, which I have no idea how to manage, but that's okay. We'll figure it out as we go, because that's usually how these go. We stumble along. So we got a bunch of B's. We got BBB, AA. Okay, so we got some combination here. I just want to get rid of this mini boomer. I really don't like mini boomers. We don't have any C. Any other star chips maybe I want to throw in with real quick? Bug fix, holy panel, wind. I mean, all right, I'll grab Lance. Why not? All right, there we go. Now, this is kind of our starting deck. It will change. It will change a lot. A lot's going to change throughout this Let's Play because, one, I don't know much about this game. I don't know how to build a deck for this game. I just remember beating it. So, this is sub-chips and everything else. There's a bunch of stuff that we got. We have a crap ton of money, as you guys can see. But Mega Man Battle Network 5 is known for having a terrible, terrible net layout. To give you an idea, as you remember, we walked in from lands. Over here is Yais. Now, typically what you will do as you'll play this game, you'll get like these cubes and everything, or these codes that you can do to unlock your friends' key codes, which I'll talk about in a moment, because I want to get Hell Roll. Is it just Charge Shot that's Hell Rolling? It is. So that's our specialized Charge Shot, and that is a triple delete. That felt really good, and so when you defeat enemies, you get chips from them. So these here are called security codes or P codes, or you need a passcode to open them. Usually they're in like kind of strategic positions that allow you to navigate the net faster, at least in previous games. And in the next game, they really upgrade them and they're really good. This game here, they decided to butcher it because they couldn't figure out how they wanted to build the net around the whole Liberation mission thing, which is a kind of an issue, but at the same time too, it's not like the end of the world. It's one of the big reasons these games aren't loved as much. So this is our girlfriend role. Uwu, I guess. And then over here, we're going to pick up a lot of mystery data. We're going to be walking around a lot. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. I have an ADHD mind, by the way. So when I start talking and thinking and doing something at the same time, I will start drooling and forget what I'm doing. So be prepared. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and grab you, into you. Drop in front of me. Oh. You take forever to swing in this game. So area grab does 10 damage. You guys can laugh at me later. Okay, sword. Sword, why are you so slow? I'm used to them being a lot faster. A lot faster. Try to remember tornado here. Is it? Yeah, it's just 2 squares over. Perfect. Okay. The ultimate life force right now, Shadow the Hedgehog, is getting his butt handed to him, but it's fine. Sometimes it be like that. So we're going to make our way over to the Kitchen Comp 2. That will allow us to progress with the opening part of the story. We have so much Zenny that we literally don't need. It's amazing. There's a blue data over there. So I believe blue data are like usually static good drops, and then green data are just randomized stuff. If I'm not mistaken, Lance pops out behind. It does. Searchman, go. This is one of those mega chips. Usually your Navi chips are located on there. We have to stop the timing, go ahead and shoot. It's kind of a crappy chip, but it's, you know, it's for fun. It's synergy. We want to start something off synergetic and see where we're going to go from there. And just kind of be prepared for whatever's coming, because this game is very different from any other game due to the Liberation missions I keep mentioning, which is a huge damage. Copy damage is actually pretty good. Not a bad chip to get on your starting point, but it's okay. Whose is this? This is Dex's or May's? This is Melu's. That's huge. If this is Dex's, it's also fine. Ooh, Proto Man chip. So as I mentioned before, I have a very fast-paced mind. I like to think and do things at the same time, but my brain doesn't do that. So do put up with me and understand that I will get stuck and start drooling on things that seem mundane but aren't. Ooh, Mark Cannon S. I like S chips. So over there is a purple, and if I'm not mistaken, I got a bunch of sub-chips from those patch cards earlier, the item cards earlier. So make sure you do utilize that in your guys' own Let's Plays and everything else like that, because they are super duper duper useful. Go ahead and give me a counter hit, sir. Thank you. Very good. This Hell's Rolling is very fun. Very, very nice. I like it. It's very unique. The Proto Man base is very interesting. It has his break shot. If you ever come across these purple chips here, you need to use an unlocker data sub-chip thing. And usually these purple give you pretty good battle chips, or which the devs seem to use pretty good. Black Bomb is a combo chip. You throw it out, it does like 250 damage, but it will just sit there unless you ignite it with another fire chip, so keep that in mind. Alright, let's go Search Man. Alright, Search Man, shoot something. Go. I am pooping myself at the idea of missing there, honestly. Oh, that was cool. Air shot into the Hell's Rolling. I like that. Quake P. Interesting chip. So, the history of Mega Man Battle Network 5 is like Mega Man Battle Network 3, actually. Also, this is a Glide, this is a Yai's Net Navi, and this is Gutsman, which is Dex's Net Navi, not Mega Man's. So some of you are familiar with the old Mega Man games. A lot of the Robot Masters were turned into characters into this game. You'll just see their internet versions here. That's why a lot of people might seem familiar or share some names. So yeah. Cool stories, I guess. Mark Cannon S again. Very nice. And we're going to keep making our way through here because the kitchen comp, I believe, is right in here. Which we're going to give our stew recipe to Homie over here. Actually, you know what? While we're doing this quickly, I would like to change our background to a Mega Man. I know this is Team Proto Man I have on the back here. So I'd actually like to do this one. There we go. It's Colonel version. It's more Colonel themed. You got the base, the Mega Man cross in the back. It's more Colonel themed. It's on brand. So we're gonna give the stew recipe over to Stu. Their name is now Stu. Okay, so now we have to go. Okay, we're doing a bunch of different things. Lan wants to go play. Please round up everybody and bring them to Scilab. So our dad wants us to go to the science lab where he works at. We're gonna have to go tell our friends, gather them, go do things. That mail is for, I believe it's just dad telling us to do stuff. Also, if you miss Battle Network Double Team DS, maybe I'll patch in you have email LAN at every single one. We should probably say bye to Mom. That's a good idea. But we should also probably say goodbye in this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in the first episode of Mega Man Battle Network 5 Colonel version, base cross only. Hope you guys enjoy and learned a lot and get excited as I am to venture on this journey. If you guys haven't already, make sure you do subscribe, leave a like if you are new, and remember, we're always connected. Bye!